In this video, I'm going to take you through copywriting. And I'm creating this for one of my staff members, but also for the broader community to understand an email is not an email. You really have to think about your customer and or your client, whoever it is, to get their attention and tell them very quickly what it is you want from them and what value you're offering them. Now, down here is what my staff member has started putting together. It's about a company that does alloy wheel repairs in Australia. So they'll come to your house, fully mobile service, and fix the scratched wheels on your car. It's really cheap, it's a really great service, and they're really great guys. Now we want to build a much bigger structure for them. We've got all these ideas that are going to drive them tons more leads and reduce their cost of advertising. But we need to convince them to do that. And whilst there's a lot of different mediums, one obvious one is we're going to send them an email. So today I'm going to take you through the structure of how we write those emails. And I'm going to take this structure, this starting structure my staff members put together, and just sort of tear it apart and explain why it could be better, and the structure that I take to do that. So firstly, oops, wasn't expecting to do that. Here we go. Paragraph 1, structure. What's this email about? City of Melbourne did some really interesting research into this, and they said they sent around a memo to everyone saying two things. One, don't fluff about at the start of the email. Don't start with, I hope you're having a great weekend, because it's distracting. We know that in a land of hypercommunication, these emails just go over everyone's heads, and if we give them a reason to zone out, they will. So you can put that at the end of the email if you really want, but it has no place at the start in a start of a business email. They also said don't CC in people that don't desperately need to be on it. I can't recommend that more. My staff, I realised, just stopped reading emails that because they were CC'd on stuff that they weren't really involved with, and then they missed things that were important. So don't CC people unless you do, but that doesn't have anything to do with this. So what we had previously is, hey Ben and Brett, we've put together a comprehensive advertising strategy for Coastal Alloy. I probably should have redacted that. This will allow you to reach out to new audiences and better target your current audience to generate more leads. Up until now, we've been targeting one very closely related affinity audience and changing the text of the video ad. Now the ad's getting viewed a lot, it's becoming less effective. We've started to broaden the audience, which has dropped the cost per lead 50%, but ideally it needs a lot more work. So what he's doing there is explaining what the problem is, but it's not compelling. And if you're the client, you're really busy, you've got stuff going on, you do not care. You're just going to skip over it, like, oh yeah, looks like they got that covered. But that's not what we want. We want them to spend some money with us. We want to improve their effectiveness. So we need to start off talking about what's this email about. Hi, Ben and Brett. This email outlines a robust strategy to increase your leads. Now, one thing I will give you a quick tip on is I strongly recommend you use the Hemingway editor. There's a free version online. I paid like the $20 or something for the paid version. This thing is amazing. What it does is it takes our structure and it tells me, in fact I'll copy this, where it's hard to read. See this, it's telling me that that's hard to read and that I should reword it. So we're going to run it through this in a second. This email outlines a robust, after much research, we've compiled a strategy that will increase your leads and decrease your advertising costs. Now, I'm deliberately using a bit of hyperbole here because they are going to spend more but it's going to decrease their cost per lead. So you've still got to be compelling in the way that you talk. And decrease your advertising costs. This plan will improve the reach of your existing campaign and drive a higher conversion rate from your leads and website. We've also found a way to turn your FB leads into direct phone calls. And I know you'll be excited about that. So if we look at this, what's the email about and what problem does it solve? Have we done that quite yet? Maybe not. So what's the email about? After much we've compiled a strategy. Is this necessary? I think not. We've compiled a strategy that will increase your leads and decrease your advertising costs. I'd say it probably does. It probably does do both of these. How will it solve it? This plan so let's just change it slightly. The plan will improve the, let's make it a little bit easier. Reach of your existing campaign isn't really anything the customer's going to care about. That's agency talk. So the plan will open you up to new customers in Melbourne and drive a higher conversion rate and convert more of them into leads. Convert a higher and congruently convert a higher percentage of them into leads. Now, something they talked to me about was they don't love leads coming through on email. When they get them on the phone, they generate a much higher return. So we've got a way to turn those Facebook leads into direct phone calls. We can make this shorter. We can also turn your FB leads into direct phone calls. I know you'll be excited about this plan. It has the ability to drive enough leads for you to scale your business. Now, that is really what the problem is. They need to be able to scale their business. So let's go back to the start here and say we've compiled a strategy that will allow you to scale up your business with lots more incoming leads, whilst decreasing your advertising costs. Amazing. Now we've got their attention. And you can see I didn't get that right away. I had to write some more and then I came back to it. The plan will open you to new customers. I think there's probably a better way to word that, but it's just not coming to me. And congruently convert a higher percentage of them into leads. We can also turn FB leads into direct phone calls. I know you'll be excited with that. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. So we've kind of gone through that. We've missed the easy next step. Really should say get rid of that. So that's where we've got our lead in. I like this for our first paragraph. How will it solve it? Cool. Now, sometimes I'd build this all into one paragraph, but now we've kind of got them. Now we can do a new paragraph and say, let's explain it. Explain the benefits. Again, we're really doing the how. We're somewhere in there. Elements we recommend. I'm going to rename that header in the future. So now I'm going to go through and say explanation of what's below, like an introduction actually, introduction of what's below. Now we're going to go tactics, Facebook targeting. We're going to call it increasing Facebook leads. And this is contrary to popular belief. Whilst this is all cool and it shows insight, the customer doesn't care. They really don't. So yeah, it's good, but this is what it's about. Okay, so now we'll introduce it. Tactical elements below. I'll step you through the 4 areas we recommend investing into. In doing so, we will see immediate upswings in the number of quality leads driven through to your business. This might seem really long-winded, and I actually tracked my time, so I'm up to over an hour just on administration at this stage. But this is how you need to write for business. Anyone out there, particularly graduates reading this, do not go thinking you can just shoot off a quick email that takes you 3 minutes. That is not how you get ahead. You get ahead by taking time and really thinking it through. Increasing Facebook leads. We claim So you saw me rewrite that 3 times just then. In recent weeks, we improved Facebook results by 50%. I want to catch their interest. This recovered us from declining results where we were running out of new customers to target. Shouldn't be customers, consumers. We've now opened up a new audience, but this is only the tip of the iceberg. Going forward, we want to be testing new audiences on a monthly basis and opening up your spend to generate more leads. Ad spend. Increase ad spend. The campaign is now spending $750 per month and driving circa 100 leads directly. We want to at least double this to $1,500 per month, and are hoping to drive more than 100% increase in leads. Now I'm kind of tempted just to knock that up to $2,000. Something like that. Taking Facebook results to a new level, we will be applying a lot more time to your campaign. Each month, we'll be testing a range of audience segments and creating very specific ads for them. For example, targeting BMW owners with ads about how fixing rims on BMWs. You can see through this effort, it's highly likely we will generate a higher lead percentage at a lower cost. To do this, our management fee will increase to XX dollars, which is heavily discounted for you guys. We don't offer this discount to other clients. Please keep that between us. Now, that is actually true. We like to reward our good clients, and whilst we don't make a lot of money off of these guys, we really like them. They don't give us a lot of grief. They refer people to us. It's worth doing. Now I'm going to keep writing this way down the page. I've got a few other things to list in there. And I'm going to do that down the page. Once we get to the bottom of this, then we're going to next steps. And this is really important as well. People miss this all the time. What is the easy next step? So, you can see just how well researched the above plan is. I'm going to remind myself what else we're click-to-call software, autoresponder, EDM, viral promotion. Cool. So now I know what these are all about. Next steps. You can see how well researched the plan is. We have already run testing, so we are, and this makes us certain we will massively increase. Certain leads will spike immediately. The overall cost to complete all of these, the overall investment will be XX dollars. Can you approve this so we can start right away? I know this is a brilliant plan. I'm very excited about. Now sometimes I put time urgency in there as well, like look, our team has only got so much time available to them. And that can be really effective as well. In this instance, the plan should speak for itself. What I may do in a couple of these areas is record a screencast video and put it in, and that's going to help the customer to understand what I'm saying. So I need to proof this to see that it all makes sense, because it is a big, heavy email. One of the things I love to do is create a video talking them through the whole thing. Now before I turn off, I'm going to show you how Hemingway works. And this is telling me that this is a very hard sentence to read. Cool, the plan will open you up to new customers in Melbourne. And doesn't like congruently. And help. Now we can say converter higher. We can also, yep, that is superfluous language. We will results immediately. Nice short sentence structure is really important. It's punchy and easy to read. Cool. So really easily, I'm able to turn this into a grade 4 highly readable email. I could get rid of some of these. These are adverbs, and these are simpler words. So this is saying the overall investment. It could just be the investment to complete these. Yep, it's right. Likely. That one I want. Yep. So this is a nice readable email now. Now I'm going to go through and add this last bits in now, and then we'll be in a position to send it. So I'll copy this back out. Oops. So here we have it. This is the finalized email, and you can see this is actually pretty intense. It's a lot of work that we've put into it, but it's also really clear. Let's have a quick look. So it's about 732 words, and that took me over half an hour to put together. So that's a lot for an email. The usual person only spends a few minutes, but I'm super confident in this. This explains everything. I'm now going to do a video for this, which talks the customer through it. And when I send it, it's going to be very clear to them. This is why we have such high conversion rates. I'm used to converting 70 to 80% of the ideas that I send across. Just to compare that to other agencies, when I used to work for a guy in South Yarra, we used to convert like 10 or 20% of what we pitch. I convert 70 to 80%, which is off the charts. Now, admittedly, we're not charging top dollar, but then again, neither were they. So that's a huge improvement just by taking more time and a more consumer structured perspective. Hope that's been useful, guys. I will look forward to sharing more with you sometime soon. See ya.